kitty. That's me. Oh, sorry, my mics are all far away. Alright, there, now it's closer. I forgot I hadn't turned on Mike's mic yet. So now it is, so he's not going to be super confused. Well, actually, he wouldn't be. You guys would. When we do game streams, I shut off any mics. Actually, just anytime we don't need a mic, I shut it off. Otherwise, it just causes a little bit of background. There we go. How's Sokity doing? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Hello, Edward. Hello, Sunset. I'm tired. From work or from just giving up on everything? 4-day weekend. 4-day weekend? How do you get a 4-day weekend? Lucky you. Wish I had a 4-day weekend. I only had a 17-day weekend. Though I don't really feel like much of a vacation. Feels like I think there was only 3 days out of that whole 17 that I actually had nothing going on. But that's fine. Sometimes having a full day of nothing is nice, but then also it feels like it goes super quick, and then it feels like you never had a weekend. Plans can suck because it's like, wow, I got to do all this and this and this, but it also makes feel like the time you had is longer. So it's a trade-off. Hope everybody's doing good. We're expecting more snow tonight, I think. Let me double check. Freezing rain. Oh. Well, that'll be fun. It's got a big old red thing on there saying, it's bad. Mixed precipitation expected. Total snow accumulation of less than 1 inch of ice. Accumulates of a light glaze. Michael's gonna love it. It always snows like right before he goes to work. Wednesday is my day of not going in, so that's beneficial. Hello, Sir Dad. Hello, Blur. Hello, Looney. Hello, Kite. Hello, Drew. I'm gonna be distracted for 1 sec. Let's see here, who else? Just 1 sec, I'm doing a very important thing. for now. I think that's everybody. Yes, Sir Edward. Okay. I had everybody that. Oh, I didn't get Looney. Let me get Looney. I'm adding VIP to anybody that's in chat right now because you guys are around a lot and that's cool. I don't. It just means you get a fancy thing. So don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but it'll make use of it. There you go. So you get the fancy little diamond now. I don't even prep my audio. Today. Just did it, so. There we go. Hello. We got. I think I gotta reset the audio. I do. There we go. So you got diamonds, see? You see it now? You see it. You gotta see it now. Everybody's pink. Get like 50 of them. I think I got 30 used now. Probably could clean out some of them. You're pink. Yeah, see? Okay, good. I was gonna say you better see the pink. It's right there. Look at all the pinks. I got everybody except Sir Edward. Sir Edward's green because Sir Edward's got the special. I was gonna see if there's anybody that like to get 1 or 2 more mods added, if people wanted. If there's anybody that's interested, it's really not much of an expectation. It's just if somebody pops in that shouldn't be here and is doing something bad, you gotta axe them. But I think this is gonna be close to the last stream we're working on this. Oh, I do gotta do one thing on here. So that does the little spooky thing at the end, but normally I always have that little credit scene at the end. I gotta figure out, like, do I do like the party as the credit bit, or do I add something after that? I feel like because Pinky kind of pops up there, it probably would need to be its own thing. But what would I do with it? Could I do something with Gummy? I don't know. And I'm kind of getting on RAM, so I'm gonna have to think about that. It's usually just like a 10 to 13 second little bit at the end that usually is the something ambient that goes until like the last 1 or 2 seconds, and then just make like a little quick joke and then move on. But I already did kind of the jumpy thing with Pinky here. I don't know if I would really need to do another jump. Maybe I could do something with Twilight, but I don't know. I'll have to think about that. What do I have left to do on this, though? I think this is probably gonna be the last time I'm going to be working on this, if I don't have a little thing at the end to work on, because there's really not much more I can do here that that doesn't require audio checks. And all the audio was going to potentially do is just either cut off a part at the end or extend a little bit or retime things, which is really not much. So instead, yeah, if you want it, you can have it. I'm not being picky on that because you are here all the time. And it's community. What we got here? Where are you? You're at the bottom, right? Yeah, there you are. Hello. See, we can just go. Oh, wait. Hold on. First, I got to remove your VIP. There you go. Look, you're done. That was easy. Twilight, a hard sigh and eye roll. No. I thought about like having something with a cake and Gummy, and then having Gummy do something spooky. I don't know. I forgot that we have. Oh yeah, the one thing I actually forgot about was we were gonna add more pictures of Gummy, but it's just the same picture of Gummy over and over again, and Gabe Newell. But actually, can you even see that that's Gabe? No. Should we move it somewhere so that it actually is Gabe? I kind of want to see Gabe. So, okay, so Gabe's the first one. And then it's the last one. So let's just move this one like over here. Move this one over here. I think that kind of works because you can kind of see him there. I got some studying too. Well, good luck on the studying. Do you do commissions? I have, but I generally don't. Usually the time it would take to make a commission would be, the only way it would really be worthwhile is if it wasn't worthwhile for anybody else, because it would just be more worthwhile for me to put the time into my own stuff. And no worries, Looney. I've done it. The only time I've really done commissions are if I owe the person something, which doesn't happen often, or if it just sounds like a really unique and fun thing to do, to where that's a balance. Like the one I did for a question narrator a while back for Heroes with having those characters. The idea for it like just sounded really interesting to me and really intriguing. So I was super motivated. I did it pretty quick because it was just I was excited to do it. So then that's a little different, but that doesn't happen very often. So generally, no. If I ever got into the future where something was, if that was needed, maybe in the future, but. Hello, Green. I wanted to pay you to make an intro. Yeah, I had a couple people asking me to do Rathalos stuff. To have, like, one person was saying they want to do a commission of like Rathalos like swooping in and doing something, and I'm like, the amount of time that would take for how much what somebody would see it being worth is not equal. Now it'd be easier because I have all the animations for Rathalos. I could actually do that, but early on, if I were to do all the animation to make it look legit, we're talking like, because I have day job and free time mixed in there, it would take me like a week or two of pretty consistent work to get it done. It's just not worth it. It's Wednesday. We're in the future. What is it? What is that? Is that for some reason I thought that was a high with a Tobakadachi, but like it's so tiny. All right, well, yeah, so what are we doing here? Let's finish off this one. I want to get this one done. I think the main thing I need to do here is her facial expressions need to be kind of cleaned up. Maybe her eyes looking around a little bit more. I don't think her movements are that snappy for what I would want. I wonder if, because I'm going to render this in 30 FPS. I wonder if, is there like a function in After Effects that would half a frame rate? So like they would double each frame. Not just slow it down, because usually it tries to interpolate between frames. But I'm wondering if, because having it like be like 15 FPS suddenly would kind of make it like awkward or something. I could maybe just even do 20, but the video is locked in. I can't have the video have variable frame rate. That'd be interesting if you could. I might have tried that out because it's an easy try. I've thought about playing around with that on like, if you do 60 FPS, you could actually put a video in 60, make it 30, and then like, oh, that would be interesting. I wonder how hard it would be to make a video that everything is 30 FPS except one character. Is that even possible? I think it is. Because you can, you can go into the video here and you can snap things. So I could say like, put everything and this in, and then everything. Oh, actually, I don't think I can do it that way. I got to out. So everything out, and then everything out. And if you do this, it technically is like jumping, but when you're watching the video, it would look essentially the same. But I'm wondering if you did that, but you took one character and you didn't. That would be really that'd be interesting to try. 20. Hello, Hot Rod. 23 months.so. Don't click that. I don't know where that goes. So close to 2 years. Yes. Only 1 month. It'll probably no. My anniversary is the end of March. But well, thank you very much, though. Hope you're doing well. No, I might need to try that at some point. Take like a video, and it would take a while to do, but it would be interesting to see what would happen. Just having a video where like everything looked like one frame rate, but then suddenly something was like a higher frame rate alone. That just sounds interesting. I'm just trying to think of how that would work. Motion blur would not have to be turned off though, because the motion blur would be at only the changes in the frames. Oh, okay, yeah, but my brain's going places. Okay, so we need to grab. I think, did I start her eyebrows? I didn't. Okay. All right, now where is this? That's I hate eyebrows so much. I've been doing well, Hot Rod. Oh, Hot Rod, they are talking about going to sociables this weekend. I'm unable to though. I have a family event. Is this? Oh, that was right. That just seems like this is the longer. Oh, okay, good. That I double check that because it does go that way. Oh, you know what? I did. Ouch. In. All right, now she's actually got her. Oh no, she doesn't. Oh, I know. I have. It's It's I didn't care because I couldn't see the top of the eyebrows. So they're technically not set up right. Okay, now I can do this. Okay, something got thrown off there. That's what this is. Wait. Wait, these are the better ones. Okay, so let's go. It's not a Govi. Yeah, those look curved. Yeah. Something was weird there. Okay, now it's working. All right. I'm thinking of the flash and speed mode. Everything around him is slow-mo. Then zoom the speed so it runs through. But a lower frame rate isn't higher speed. It's like normally if you want to make something feel impactful, having a lower frame rate helps out with that. If you do 60, everything feels fluid, and you can definitely make it feel impactful, but it feels like you have to try a little harder. That's why a lot of anime, it's low frame rate for other reasons, frame rate, but the fact that it has that lower amount just makes everything feel really impactful. But then you have to design around it, because like if I'm doing 15 FPS, things are going to start feeling like a Tim Burton film, like with the claymation, because you're going to have almost no blur to connect the two. Blur works really well for creating an in-between between two items. So if you have an object move from here to here, there's going to be a little bit of blur crossing this and a little bit of blur crossing this, and it makes it feel like they're together, or start feeling choppy if it's not enough. So if you start going to like 15, you're going to have problems. It's why if I do action shots, I used to like doing 24 FPS, but for action I had to jump to 50 so that I could at least get the more frames in. We don't just see the world through Pony Rainbow Dash's eyes. She wouldn't see in a lower frame rate though. I just think it would be like it would give a weirdly uncanny valley feel. So I'm just curious if it works. So I don't know if it even would. Well, it would work. It's whether or not the effect would be noticeable. 30 to 60, I'm thinking it might be, but I'm wondering if like 24 to 60 might be better, but the frames get more interesting there. There is mathematically you can kind of make that work, because it's for 24 it's 12 12 12 4. It's like a multiple of 4, but still. Okay, no wait, did I move this? I must have done. Okay, so now, you know what, before I play with her eyebrows too much, I'm going to have to play with her eyes a little bit. So let's see, like she has her eyes kind of. We'll do that, but let's have your head. Do that. Anything to make it so that it doesn't feel like a cycle, like it's like a copy paste of a section. What's new with me? Not much. Back to work this week. I was on vacation for a little over 2 weeks for a bit, and so Weird being back in the office. I forgot my login password. Link was able to figure out before I ran out of guesses. They're very strict on that at my job. If you fail your first login, you have to wait, I think, 1 second before trying again, which isn't bad. But if you fail again, it's like 10 seconds. And then if you fail the third time, I think it's like 5 minutes before you can even try again. And if you fail, I think after that, it just locks it. Okay, I'm gonna have her go like pretty. Hello.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping is my goal.
Housekeeping.
It's my goal. Just face slam. Michael was doing dinner and just got home a little bit ago, so
He did. The roads are quite icy.
it's gonna rain and snow tonight.
It's gonna be horrible in the morning. Hey everybody! Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Only happy thoughts. I'm gonna move the water.
Get the fuck out! Get water out of here! I don't want more water.
Only beer tonight.
So you're sober in the morning?
I was sober. I had a headache.
No, so that you are
sober.
No, so that you're sober in the morning.
Yes, I want to be sober in the morning. More like I don't want another hangover like I had this morning.
You had a hangover this morning?
Yeah, my tolerance is a little shot the heck.
How much did you drink?
Like 4 beers and whatever John made.
John did make like pure liquor.
He did.
And you did drink a lot of juice.
Yes, I did. Oh, I forgot the juice. So I drank juice, I drank John's thing, and then 4 beers. So that's a fair amount.
4 beers?
Yeah.
I think I only had
I
2 or
had
3.
1 with dinner, 2 during this podcast, and then 1 after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did drink more than me then. Soul Kitty wants your ghost fact.
Ghost fact? Ghosts are hyperallergenic. You can keep them in your home as a pet, even if you have allergies. And that is your ghost fact for today. Good to know. Good to know Grandma won't cause your allergies to go haywire if you keep her around the house as a ghost.
If you keep the grandma around the house?
Yeah. Everybody's haunted by their grandmas.
Are you?
Yeah. Like, she's somewhere.
I thought your grandma's still alive.
One of them. Most people.
She's still alive, but she still haunts me.
Yeah, she does. The one who's living, she'll every time I talk to her, she's like, "Well, we're not dead yet, but you should come make sure to visit more often." She's great. I love my grandma.
You never had a hangover? I know there are people that are more immune to it to others, but also depends on a ton of other factors. What you drink, what you had in your system, how hydrated you were, how you slept. Did you sleep?
Yeah, I ended up not sleeping super well last night because of it, but I'm good now.
Well, I'm 80% the way there. Glug, glug, glug. 90%.
Getting there. I do like these, but I feel like I've already burnt out on them a little bit. Count yourself lucky. I think the worst hangover I ever had in my life was the very first one I ever had. This was the first time I ever drank, and I didn't know what a hangover was. So I thought, hey, I can drink an entire 12-pack and 4 shots of whiskey. I don't see what could go wrong with that. I'm just going to have fun. I was wrong. I learned what alcohol poisoning is what I did.
I've never, I think, had alcohol poisoning. I don't know if I've even been close. I have drank a ton before, but I'm usually good about quitting.
Well, the only time I let myself go that far was because I didn't know anything about alcohol.
Either. I used to drink Corona.
No.
See?
Yeah, to be fair, I think the time I drank that 12 pack, it was all Budweiser. So, I don't know which is worse. I think Budweiser's probably worse. I don't remember the last time I drank a Corona.
Corona's, it's just too sharp. There's something about it that I don't think is good. I mean, for one, I feel like I was drinking it because all my other friends were drinking different things, and I didn't want to drink what they were drinking. I wanted to drink my drink, and I had no idea what was in there because I couldn't go in the liquor store. So I just went with Corona, and then they're like, "Whoa, you drink Corona?" I'm like, "Yeah." I hated it so much, but that's what I was doing.
You gotta drink the beer. You gotta be cool.
Yeah.
Don't drink beer to be cool.
Drinking as much. There's certain things, like I think my brother had said that drinking wasn't as fun when he turned 21 because a lot of the fun he had was like trying to be sneaky on stuff. For me, I just drank so much horrible stuff before 21 that, and even afterwards for a little bit, it took me until probably like late 20s before I really started finding decent stuff and knowing how to make a good drink, or at least know what I'm looking for.
I didn't used to drink at all until I was about 29, 30. Like I had drinks, but I didn't drink. And then I discovered this amazing community of people who drank, and I wanted to hang out with them, so I started drinking with them. Ponies have destroyed my life. It's all your fault, Twilight Sparkle. It's fine.
She doesn't care.
Checking Mountain Dew. A few bottles of vodka. Seems like a pretty amazing mix. You have to have a lime in it.
Yeah, and I knew that, but at the same time, lazy. We used to drink horrible stuff. It was like shots of Southern Comfort and Jägermeister.
Jaeger bombs are still kind of good.
Yeah, but Jaeger bombs require Jäg with something. I just did Jäg.
Oh, sounds lazy.
No, it's because we didn't know anything. Yeah. This was before real internet. Or the internet was there, but you didn't have it on your phone, or you had to go to a computer.
I'll tell you, the year 2000, I downloaded my first movie off the internet. It was Shrek. I'll remember that to my dying day.
I don't know what my first one was. I had really bad internet at home. So if we ever visited my brother had like, I can't remember how fast it was, but he definitely had cable. And where at home we had dial-up. And so anytime I was over there, I would bring like a computer and I would just rip movies from the internet the whole time. I have no idea how I didn't get a virus for how often I was just clicking random torrents.
I mean, like Kazaa was a virus, and in and of itself, we just agreed to let it infect our computers so that we could download music. And like 2000, that wouldn't have even been cable. That would have been like super early DSL, where it was like 2 megabytes a second.
Hey, that was fast.
It was zoom. I think it took all night to download the movie, but
hey, it was still cool. I actually for a while I worked at my high school, and I would torrent from high school internet, but I worked with the head of IT that was there, And he found out about it pretty quick because the higher ups at the school were doing an audit of things going through the school and saw a computer named Stinker was downloading off of Kazaa. They couldn't see what it was, but they knew that there was a lot of traffic coming through there. And then my boss brought it to my attention and just said, "Hey, can you look into this?" I think he knew it was me, but he just kind of passed it off. And then I was at that moment afterwards that I no longer did Kazaa. What is that horse doing? Are they wrestling like no holds bar match? No, she's being drugged up. She's going. She's going to the most evil of evil places, most evil of all evils. She's going birthday party, like she says. Yeah. Just adding a little bit of non-sequential animation stuff, things that are.
Could you just be randomly firing off on? Would that work?
No, because she would probably have to react to it. The lighting would be tough. Right now, all she's doing implies nothing with that. If you're firing it off, you'd be trying to aim at something.
Well, she can't because she's like can't get her head turned around.
Yeah, but she's not even trying to look that direction.
You would want to damage all the books.
Well, then why is she firing in all directions?
He's been animating for like 20 minutes now.
I think that was quite smooth. How long you been animating? Well, today like 40 minutes, but 10 years just about or something. What are my hours? Yeah, I got a lot. Though like a third of that is render time. No, I've been working on really other shots too. It's just doing the thing, and yeah, she's like tossing the books out. She's like, get the fuck out of here, books. And then she's like, oh, God. But then there's this spooky horse, and says no. So yeah. Now I've been doing this for quite a long time, but it's been fun.
Good times.
And I'm definitely going to add, I think, a micro shake and post to this one.
It's already got a lot of shake to it.
Micro shake, so it's going to be every every 2 or 3 frame shakes. It's a lot more jittery, but I just can't do it here because the motion blur would kill it. So, but in post, I can do it. So it's going to be a small shake moving around everywhere. So I never used LimeWire. I used Kazaa. I did Napster, I think, a little bit, but Kazaa was the one I used the most.
LimeWire was good for music. Back when it took, I remember I would queue up 1 or 2 songs before I'd go to school. And when I came back from school, if I was lucky, the song would be done. It was a very different time.
And those are probably lower bitrate songs or something.
Yeah, it was like CD-ROM quality. Or whatever it was. And then you would, after a week of downloading songs, you could make a CD on your CDR ROM drive. Then you could be like, check out what I got, guys. And they'd be like, wow, what an amazing CD you have. And then you'd be the coolest kid in the school. Just like I always was. He believes me. You all believe me, right? I was a cool kid.
You were the cool kid? Sure.
I had the CDs, man.
My mom plugged in an external memory drive and fried both USB ports. Yeah, I got this question. I tried this one before, but the thing kept crashing on me. Like 8 years ago, I tried it. How you make it work? Well, 8 years ago is probably the same build that's I'm running now. SFM hasn't really updated in the last like 8 years, so more than likely if it was about your computer unable to keep up with stuff, which maybe would have been the case then, most computers right now can it doesn't know what to do with all the hardware. So SFM could run on a friggin' toaster now. But it depends, because there's a lot of different things that could potentially cause problems. Like, did it crash after using it for a little while, or right away, or there's I still get it crashing all the time. This number down here, is this up there? Yeah, is in the red because it's only a 32-bit software, so it only can go up to about 3400 megabytes before it crashes, because it doesn't have addressing for the full 64-bit bus like everything else is using. So
It wasn't so bad, Strawwood. We had like Nintendo, and we could go outside sometimes. Sometimes. I did remember going over to friends and taking my entire computer with me, like my PC, so we could play video games at their house. Just set up my computer on like their kitchen table.
I never really did PC gaming to do like that kind of LAN party, but there was often like we were going to go to a friend's, and so we'd bring our Xbox, and then you'd sit and then you'd plug in your crossover cable. Which I don't even know. Does anybody know what crossover cable is anymore?
Yes.
Well, I know you do because you're old.
And I've made lots of them.
Because they're super easy.
Yeah.
All it is, all the crossover cable is most network cables are just a direct connect between 2 points. It's that wire goes to that wire. But a crossover was about making sure that the input for one was the output for another. And so it was really just about taking two of the wires that were inside and just... it was just swapping them. So we were crossing over the cables. And so you could just make a crossover cable out of anything. But you could buy them specifically, and I had one of those for the Xbox, and it was like a 50-foot one. So you could put them in like 2 different rooms and direct connect them with network cables.
Mm-hmm. All about the LAN parties back in the day.
Yep, it was a lot of fun. The dorms, too, when I was in the dorms, being that the whole hall was on the same network, or the same switch, it was awesome, because it meant that if we're on the same switch, we're all on a local network. So you could plug your Xbox on the wall in one room, go down the hall, plug that Xbox in, and LAN party in the same hall, all the way down from each other. When we found that out, it was game changing. It was so good.
One of those LAN parties in college still remains the longest I've ever spent awake without sleep, which was about 2.5 days.
Michael?
Oh, that's a long time.
You're being depressing again.
No, I was having fun. How was that depressing?
Your existence.
I was at a LAN party. Ate so much Chinese food. But the LAN party ran all weekend, and I didn't sleep for any of it. And people who did sleep just slept in their chairs at their computers. Nobody went home. That was fun. That would kill me to try to do it now.
Oh God, yes.
No way. I'd be dead by it's like, well, guys, it's 9:30 p.m. Don't you think we should all be heading home and getting some shut-eye? He's like,
I gotta get going. I gotta go and I gotta pick up the ham at 8:30, and then I gotta water the flowers at 9:15.
Oh, I can't stay up all night.
Those flowers are very, very picky.
Mm-hmm.
I never survived in the early days of the internet. Yeah, because you're used to what you're used to. Like I could, well, not really anymore. I think I'm used to my cell phone. I remember standing outside. I think it was like a T-Mobile store, exactly where it was when I went to buy my first smartphone, which I think was an HTC. And I don't even think HTC exists anymore.
I don't know. Watch over
I hated that phone. I think I traded that in for like an S3 at some point. No, I didn't trade it in. I bought an S3 and got and I gave the HTC, I think, my sister or something. I love the Samsung way more. It wasn't an S3. It was a Galaxy Note.
Had a
2 or maybe.
I had a Razor for the longest time. When I finally bothered to get a cell phone.
See, Razors were the if you had it, you were the cool kid.
Yeah, because they were super thin at the time.
Did you go onto their really cheap app and buy ringtones for $2?
I think you used that or that did it once, and then my parents were paying for my cell phone bill at the time, so they're like, "What's this charge?" And I got in trouble. You couldn't even so much as look at the weather. Like I got the phone, I was like, "Check it out, guys! I can look at the weather. Isn't that cool? I know what the weather's gonna be from my phone." And I thought that was pretty amazing in college. And then I get a call from my mom. She's like, "What's this charge?" I'm like, "I looked at the weather. I'm sorry." Because they charged you for stuff like that. They charged you for every little thing.
Oh yeah, they charged you because it was all just there was no infrastructure at the place, so it was all text messaging probably.
Yeah.
So they're charging you for all these small texts or, and it's the what do they call that? The adopters tax, or early adopters fee, where you are wanting to be cutting edge on the technologies, but you're going to be paying a significant margin because for them to develop that, somebody needs to pay for it. So
it does hurt.
Like HD DVD,
Yeah.
or Laserdisc. You know, getting on those cutting edge technologies that are going to be way into the future.
Laserdisc will have its day. You'll see.
No, I can hold up like this.
Yeah.
Like there's a small, tiny little chip in here that can hold 5-10 times what that disc could.
Way more than that. way more than that.
Hold on.
The whole technology for Laserdisc was like, what if we just took the technology for CDs and made it bigger? And they were very poorly made, so very few actually have survived.
This weird grocery section actually. I think they're making a joke there.
Oh, there's
Because
there was a little thing there they said on the previous page, but
60 to 64 per side, so you couldn't even put a full movie on it.
well, at a low resolution you could.
No, that was how long?
No, you could put 60 minutes on it
Well, that's in like PAL,
per
but
side. You could flip it.
if you were doing the LV disc, you could do just about an hour of per side.
Yeah.
I think those things were they were the size of a record. It was so ridiculous. Thank you for the follow, Arctic Stream. I'll catch up on this. I watched over 3 computer labs at night. 2 would be used to render animations. The third night was used for LAN gaming parties. Actually, at a college, when I was going to DeVry, they had a game club. The one small building they actually had for physical classes, and they had a small computer lab, and that's where they did all the gaming and stuff. That was kind of fun. I remember in the military when you would have a 24 duty, someone would bring in some kind of system and you would just game all night. Well, that sounds like you were definitely active duty. Internet, I remember back in '98, some internet costs was time based, meaning $1 per minute. Yeah, because you were calling in or something. Yeah, the late '90s were the boom, but then the people were profiteering off of that real hard.
Well, that's because the phone services ran on the internet, and they were used to, like phones, like landlines were paid by the minute still.
Well, for long distance, it depends on, and there was probably very few servers.
Yeah.
Server, just depending on the provider and the size of the dial-up server. Yeah. I remember when you got on the internet, you could not use the home phone, or when someone got on the phone, it would interrupt your connection. Or like you'd pick it up and you're burp, 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 burp. That was fun.
But you could be in the middle of something. I remember playing StarCraft on dial-up, and just hoping that I'd be able to finish my game before like my grandma called and kicked me out of it.
Oh, they held, okay. So laser discs would hold about 5 gigs. So I've been doing a lot of DVD ripping. Early DVDs, like if we were talking early 2000s, late 90s, you're looking at around 4 gigs for a movie. So size-wise, it could hold it. But later generation DVDs, you start seeing 6 to 7 gigs for the standard movie, plus extra stuff.
The dual layer DVDs could hold 8.
And now you have like physical hard drives that are like quad layered or something, the QLC, and I think they're even getting more than that now. Because if you think about those hard drive discs, and they're like, we have a 20 terabyte drive. How the hell are you shoving all that? Like, you're not changing the physical nature of this. They're just small, layering it to crazy volume.
Yeah.
But what I think is actually crazy is, so I've been looking at, I buy Iron Wolf for the server, like a 20 terabyte is $400. That sounds like a lot, but that's 20 terabytes. That is a boatload of space. If you think about that, that's $20 per terabyte, I think. But for a single drive, that is crazy. I put in my server, I've been using 12 terabytes, and those are 200. So you're spending just under $20 per terabyte there. Okay, this is 200 because it's on sale. They're normally like $220. I think 18 terabyte ones were on sale for $350 the other day. Actually, I saw an 18 terabyte one that was under 300 on an Iron Wolf drive. The only reason I didn't get them is the NAS server that I have. The parity drives have to be as big as the other drives, and my two parity drives right now are 12 terabyte. So if I want to switch to 18s, I have to buy two 18s before I can start using any 18s for storage, because they have to replace the parities first. So it just isn't worth it to me. Instead, I could have got them for a really good deal, but then I would have had to buy two more of them than the other. I could have moved the 12s to actually storage, but still, it just didn't seem worth it. Do that. Double. Wait, I'm out of booze. Cheers, Jared.
All the water.
I'll grab the booze in just a little bit. I don't want to have more than a drink in an hour. Imagine being told 10 years ago that 12 terabyte would be enough. You're thinking that now based on what you know, but like my father said he worked for IBM in the 80s, and he was in the room when they came in to tell them that there's this newfangled thing that for computers called a hard disk, and it could hold 20 megabytes. And he was like, holy crap, why would you ever need that much space? And they're like, we don't know, but the possibilities are endless. And then he goes, like months later, they're like, they have it at 40 now. And they're like, what? He said that he would go to somewhere to install Windows, and you would bring an entire case of floppy disks, and you would have like 15 disks. And you would put one in, done. Yeah. Put in next disk 2, puts in disk 2.
Yep. They did sounds. I remember my first computer, home computer, only had like a 50 megabyte hard drive in it, and I think 8 megabytes of RAM. That's cool.
Yeah, our first computer, my dad doubled the RAM by soldering another chip onto it.
There you go.
Old computers were hilarious.
Good night, Charlie.
Yeah, good night, Ira. Okay, what was I doing here? So she's freaking out, and she kind of just stops on that. I think I'm gonna have her head keep going a little bit.
He's so desperate. He's like, if I only had like hands. Lubes aren't working.
I wonder if doing like a something like this where she's kind of pulling herself. Yeah, because she's getting grip.
Roll hoof reach. Her peril is adorable.
Her peril is adorable.
It really is. Twilight Sparkle wins for most adorable terror face. So, how is everyone tonight? I know we're about an hour in. How is your weeks going? I want to hear stories. And watch this horse flail around. Stupid face. My first computer, a Macintosh Rainbow, had a mind-blowing 1 megabyte of internal memory. Ooh. Also, it's a good ship.
Stupid face. All right, I got 1 sec here. I want to finish my thought here.
My elementary school computer lab teacher had a bunch of old computers in her classroom. I remember using one of them and going, holy shit, the screen is all gray. Yeah. I remember when I was in elementary school, there was some IBMs that still had like black and white monitors. Very basic functions. There was like some math games we could play on it. I very distinctly remember a math game where if you got the number right, the bird would drop the seed, and then every following question you got right, a cloud would come over, a rain cloud, and would water the seed. And the more questions you got right, the bigger your plant would grow. It's a fun game. Fun little math game.
With frog fractions.
No. That's a fever dream. But it's fun. Both were fever dreams.
I didn't watch you play that one, so I want to know nothing about it.
Well.
All right. I think I'm okay with that. Having the leg stretch, and then I changed this so that she kind of crunches up a little bit. So before she starts, she's kind of bent. When she's doing this, she's kind of straight, like she's actually trying to stretch. And then, but then it fails, and she just kind of collapses. I would realistically want to have her pulling down on the tail a little bit more, but that's a lot of extra work with the reaction that Pinky would have to have on it. So I'm not going to bother. But what can we do for a stupid face? I need a horse. Give me a horse.
You could have a Rainbow Dash getting booped from all directions while her legs flail.
What is this?
Like her legs go, ah.
Boop from all directions is not this. Oh,
What is? No, I'm going boop boop boop. Not that.
She getting booped.
Yes. Not gonna say no. So boops.
No. Michael's breaking the terms and conditions of my life.
The contract was written.
Do not speak which. I was there when it was written.
The Doc boops.
You know what that quote was from?
Lord of the Rings. Wasn't it?
Narnia. Aslan.
Oh, right.
I don't remember the full quote, but it was about that. I did see 2 different Narnia movies. I almost picked them up when I was thrifting.
I was never really enthralled by Narnia movies,
but they were neat.
Yeah.
Aslan was cool. He's big Jesus. Fluffy Jesus. Fluffy Jesus was good.
Quote at it. Michael's breaking the terms and conditions.
All right. Yeah, I need a horse. Somebody give me a horse. I want a horse.
He needs a horse.
Or I don't care. Just give me something. Like a character, an item.
Carrot.
Not you.
No.
You already lied to me.
Do you have carrots?
Mr. Ed.
Carrot Top.
No.
She's cute. She travels through space.
Carrot.
This is Carrot Slice.
It's a very sideways carrot. Mr. Ed. Maybe.
It's just a horse.
I wonder if they have. Wait, what happened? Pete Brock got an update? Sets.
It's a hot fix, thank goodness.
Wait, did they do an up? Did they make content? No, I think they're just doing things.
Is 15 AI up yet?
Nope. Wow, the game's been really well. Okay, they must have just done a minor update then. Well, actually, they might be doing an event, but anyway. Let's check out Workshop.
Some Raptors.
They have Mr. Ed. It's Mr. Ed.
Clearly. He's
Money. Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Tory. Basically, if it had the word Mr. in it.
Yeah. You just need a horse. That's all Mr. Ed is. He's just a horse. Perfect. Somebody took the time of day to make.
Would you like to play with me? No.
What is it? Just like mine. I need that one because your library wasn't full enough already.
Yes, but there are certain things that are required.
Yeah, because typing in horses, we're gonna go over real well for finding things. I found it. Look at that. You gonna put horses in the horse costume? Yes, this is good.
Which horse is going to go on horse costume?
You guys got some horses.
Alex wants you to do a voice impression of a car engine.
That's amazing.
Do it again.
It's like a car horse. You did it. He's like, look into my eyes. Look into them.
Well, I can't do any lip syncing. Does it have any bones? Oh, okay, so it's neat for pictures. It is 100% static, though. That's a little rough. Yeah, it's got nothing.
It'd be pretty easy to add some.
Who would be a good horse to put in there, though? Sounded a lot like Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo's per car. Everyone knows that. Fluttershy. She always wanted to be a horse.
Oh, that's the one. That's the old Fluttershy.
New Fluttershy.
No, that's like that was KP Shadow Squirrel.
That's old Fluttershy. Increase the polygons.
Nice thing about KP Shadow Squirrels, though, is Jesus Christ, was it efficient? Okay, so we're gonna just lock this. So I can't really make her move because if I do, it's gonna completely be destroyed.
No,
so
you gotta make the legs move. They go.
I can do that.
Yeah. You need two horses under there.
You just want to be like pretending they're smooching.
No, I wasn't thinking that. Clearly, you were thinking it.
You were thinking it.
It'd be cool. We could have a horse with 8 legs, like from like Greek mythology. It just looks like she has a nice cloak on.
I'm not done yet.
It's like she's warm. She does want to be a tree. She would like to be a tree. Then she had a friend who almost turned into a tree, and she stopped her because that's her thing. She didn't actually care about.
You stay away from my fetish.
Yes. People can't know. I want to become a tree. Episode is dark.
Oh, I forgot I can just shut stuff off.
And the moral of the story is, if I find out you have a debilitating disease that only I can cure, rest assured, thanks to My Little Pony, I'll get to it eventually. After a nap. And a good breakfast.
That does sound like some.
Like, you might be transforming into a bush or something, but you know, I gotta take care of myself. It's very important. Buttershy? Flutter brother? Or Buttershy? I actually think Fluttershy's siblings, out of all the horse siblings, is my favorite. Because he's just fun.
He was just because he was hitting on horses.
Well, he was hitting on Rainbow Dayish quite a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
he just wanted smooching.
he wanted smooching.
No, you wanted to watch the smooching.
He wanted to smooch so much smooch. But Rainbow wasn't interested because
Standards.
wasn't an apple horse.
Oh.
She likes apple horses. And not that. Whatever this is. It's perfect. She's beautiful.
Should I keep the eyes?
Yes. Ooh. There you go. Perfect. You did it. She's ready for her date. Who's beautiful is Fluttershy, the most beautiful horse there is, with a saggy skin made of bags. She's lovely. Horse to win. I made that song. Wrote it for Fluttershy. Because I'm in love. It's true. I mean, how could you not fall in love with that? Look at her. Beautiful. She looks like a cute executioner.
I can give her an axe. Give me a sec.
She just needs a big old beating stick. It's slow execution. No green. I'm trying to make it yellow. Yes. This is an amazing OC you've made.
Here we go. Fluttershy.
You give him boobs. Needs them. It's her inner thoughts.
Look, this is. See, Michael, would you poop?
No, boop.
You would poop?
I'd poop that. It's cute. In her own weird way.
Oh, Dirty got to dehydrate too. Oh, here, Michael, you're gonna have to go get a drink. Bye. In a sec.
I need to stay sober enough so I can make alcohol after the stream. Oh boy, she dancing. Her eyeballs are falling off a little bit, but she's dancing.
I can fix that.
This is very important. You got a new controller. Very fancy. I just looked over and I saw you had a new controller.
It's really no more than a Switch controller. It's the GUI kit. It's it looks like a Switch controller, but it's got magnetic sticks, and they work so they have no dead zone. Because normal sticks are about just like measuring rotation, but eventually they'll wear out. These, there is no dead zone, so it's instantly active. It's and it has a button on the back so you can switch between Android, Windows, and Switch mode.
Are you a pro gamer now?
No. But the nice thing is it'll actually modify the buttoning and swap the buttons to make it work for specific things. And you can set up macros and stuff. I just haven't done that.
What do you mean? She's perfect. I don't know what you mean, Kitty Rin.
It is Fluttershy.
Look at her, she's beautiful.
I did the wrong Fluttershy there.
How many Fluttershys are there?
There we go. She's so happy. She's like, I'm Fluttershy.
Like she learned to be assertive, and this is what happened. Now she's all powerful. Good goal. Look at her. She's already got no time for Twilight. Her nonsense.
She's so excited.
You're excited. I just like, no help. What did I stop dancing? But you look so good today.
She's dancing to Prince Whatever. She's got it going. She's like,
this is quality content.
it's a Rainbow Dash song, but
Flesh out.
Fluttershy, how do you spell your animal friends? Oh, I have a side hustle. She does. Anyways, you gotta go give me a booze.
What do you want?
I don't really want a beer.
Where's that mixed nut thing?
I don't want to have one of those right now.
You're saving it for like.
No, I just don't. I don't feel like it. It's a better first drink. Just go throw liquor in this cup with the soda, I guess. Thank you very much. What name of the good Lord I see there? This thing? This is Flutternay. Because the color is nay. Oh, I'm Mr. Flutters. Oh. You've seen the interactive Puss in Boots on Netflix? Not interactive. I've heard very good things about the movie though. I saw like a fight scene they had on Twitter or something with the big monster thingy, and the camera work on that was so good. I love that. Was amazing camera work for it. Like it was funny and it was cute and whatever too, but the camera work, I will melt on good camera work, and that was good camera work. But sure, there's supposed to be a jump scare monster in the book, Maze, but got distracted. Okay, she does get a little too far with her eyes here, so I'm going to have her move her eyes a little. Too fast. Okay, her upper face here. This is going to be delayed. Okay, those don't matter.
Michael abandoned you?
Let's get a drink. Doing some stuff. Some more stuff. Dragged.
Yeah. I'm almost done with my video thingy for the job.
I'm gonna show it to you and you're like, Adam, when do you not shit post?
I enjoy watching the Speed Racer music videos. Speed Racer music videos. So, oh, I from the original show or something. little bit of. A semi-interactive is an extra that people get to make choices as to what happens in the story. All choices end badly. Is it like a vote thing, or is it just where you select something at the end of the video? I was just messing around. She's not actually gonna be in here. It was a stupid face. Probably gonna reduce down a bit more, but that makes it look like a smile. So. Maybe no, it's even too much. Actually, I think I know what to do here. Oh, thank you. So I had two to catch up on here. I had Hot Rod. I think Hot Rod left, but cheers, Hot Rod. Eh? And cheers, Derpsy. Here. Thank you very much, Michael.
I will just be having a soda. I'm good on booze for the time being.
Because you gotta make booze.
Yes. I do need caffeine.
And where are you gonna be doing this?
The kitchen. Where I'm gonna make it. You wondering where I'm gonna store it?
Yeah.
Probably the closet.
In the side closet?
My closet.
Oh.
Not to the attic. There's lots of space in there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Hello, Nolan.
Oh, Nolan.
I mean, if you want to set up something down here later, that's fine. But for the time being, I can just sit them in there.
That makes sense. Someone make knock it over or something.
It probably will make everything, whatever area it's in, smell like yeast. So I don't mind my room smelling like yeast. It's whatever. I find it kind of a pleasant smell. Smell of honey and yeast. It's kind of like a scented candle you can't put out.
Oh, that doesn't actually make sense. What is your leg I should lift there? I'm guessing that's a remnant.
Imagining a movie with ponies where it's kind of like the movie Footloose, but instead of no dancing, there's no boops. And then, like, the one pony comes in and it's like, I'm one of the boops. And then they go into like an abandoned warehouse and they just like practice booping to good 80s music. You can make this movie, right?
Sure, I can make any movie. It's just gonna be half-assed.
What? No, we need like quality, like 80s production. Boop in the music.
An old Flash game. But so it's interactive, like they built a tool within Netflix to work that way? That's where I'm kind of confused. Like, does it pop up where it says like pick which way to go? Like, I wouldn't say like an old Flash game. That's kind of like a pick your own adventure book. Or YouTube used to do stuff like that for a long time. When they used to have it where you could do like customized little clicky things. I don't know. People can still do it because you can still put videos at the end. Maybe people still do it, but
I want to know the
really neat back then.
I want to know the one kid who would do the choose your own adventure scare books and would choose the wrong ending that would get you killed, and just be like, oh well, and then just put the book aside and never pick it up again because they were dead. You can't just go back. That would be cheating. Nope, you were just dead. You can never finish that book now. But there was one kid out there that did that. Like, I haven't survived any of these books.
The one child's like, I read it through once. I found the good ending. Never read it again. I chose my adventure and I'm done.
Well, the bad ending was always like one page. This was like, haha, you went the wrong way, dead.
And then you're like, God damn it, where was I? And I gotta remember the page to go back to.
You gotta go back. You can't just die.
Did you ever read the Goosebumps ones of those?
Oh yeah, all the time. I loved them.
The Goosebumps ones are the best.
Yeah. Choose your own scare. Because he would just straight up murder you in those books.
Yeah, because they gave you goosebumps.
I love, like, the one Goosebumps movie where they compare R.L. Stein to Stephen King. It's just R.L. Stein just saying, yeah, well, yeah, but I write like 5 books a year, and he writes like one every 5 years. Like, get on my level.
R.L. Stein said that?
Yeah, so basically something along that line. It's like, I write a lot more than he does. It's like, sure, they're not as award winning, but it's the quantity that matters.
You won my heart.
You did. I think you won a lot of kids' hearts.
What was his real name?
I mean, I think that was his real initials.
No.
You don't think R.L. Stein's his real name? Robert Lawrence Stein. R.L. Stein.
No.
Look at that man. He doesn't look like a Robert to you?
That guy looks like the Crypt Keeper.
He's old. He's 79 now.
He looks like an old version of Gus from Rooster Teeth.
He's happy he's still alive.
Like, R.L. Stein, what is your name? What's Robert?
That is Robert Lawrence Stein.
Me books written by Bob L. Stein.
Yeah.
How many books did he write?
Too many. They might have a number somewhere. No.
Oh, God.
No, he just.
What is he doing? He just poop.
The guy is a machine.
This.
Just the year 2000.
No, okay. Are these books? Oh my God.
It's the original series. Then there's.
He wrote these?
He wrote all the episodes for the one series too. But they were all derived from his books, but still, he still had to rewrite the scripts.
Yeah,
The
because
Goosebumps series. Goosebumps Horrorland.
I bet you that guy's ambidextrous. He just writes 2 at once.
He has to. Like, he mustn't just sit at his typewriter every day. He's probably still got a typewriter.
Oh, hey, look. It's your story.
Please not be the weirdos.
Wait.
Yeah, he's still writing.
Judy and the Beast.
Says he already has one out for this year, 2023. Night of the Squawker.
No, that's probably coming. But actually, for his turnarounds, yeah. Son of Slappy, Planet of Lawn Gnomes,
I remember that one.
Nightmare on Clown Street, Lizard of Oz.
He's just phoning it in. But it's fine.
Night of the Puppet People, Night of Giant Everything. There's got to be another night.
Yes.
Welcome to Camp Slither. Welcome to Horrorland. Is it Welcome in Night? Invasion of the Body Squeezer.
I Am Your Evil Twin's pretty good.
Jekyll and Heidi. Oh my God.
The guy, like, I give him all the props for how dedicated he is to his
Little
craft.
Shop of Hamsters. That sounds adorable.
Fun.
Seeing the page before making a decision and a choice, your own event. Yeah, you can say that, but then that one leads to another one, which leads to another one. You can only remember back so far.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? The best way to read it as page 1, and just keep going. Don't when it's gonna jump. Don't just flip the page. It's gonna be an amazing story that makes absolutely no sense.
No, it'll be sad when he. Like the fact that he's still 79 is still pumping him out. I mean, I have this feeling though, if I was to meet the guy, he would be.
Why would you meet him?
I don't know.
Oh, at the pearly gates in like 2 years.
Yeah. If I knew he was at a book signing and it was relatively close by, I might get him to sign something. I don't know.
What do you still own?
Oh, I don't. I'd probably go out and buy something so he can sign it. He is a signature I would not mind having.
Can you sign my shirt? Can you sign my arm? I need to get a tattoo.
Like if I had to choose between like, Johnny Depp or R.L. Stein to get a signature from, who would you get a signature from?
Johnny Depp or R.L. Stein?
Yeah.
I don't care about Johnny Depp.
Me neither. That's why I want R.L. Stein's signature.
I mean, if it was like 10 years ago to Johnny Depp,
Still, I
because he was like
Stein.
relevant. That's not his fault. It's a lot of crap going on. Anyway, no. What if it was R.L. Stein or Tim Curry?
Tim Curry over R.L. Stein. But it's a close one out. It's closer than you think.
What if it was a signature from R.L. Stein or a hug from Tim Curry?
Oh my, Tim Curry hug. I want an R.L. Stein hug too. I want to hug both of them.
Nope, I'll hug R.L. Stein. He's so adorable looking. Look, he's an old man.
Something tells me he would just be like typing as you're talking to him.
I don't think he has time to stop. Like,
No, it doesn't really look like it.
and to do anything. Like, does he eat?
I'm sure somebody like force feeds him from time to time. Night of the Endless Book Writing.
That's what I'm thinking. They could write a horror book about his whole everything.
Oh. Now, like the guy is a how do you even put it? He's like a corporation unto himself. Like, all that is Goosebumps is from that man's fingertips, which is a crazy thing to even think about. Like normally when you think of like big corporate entities, there's like multiple people who are all working on it, but Goosebumps just him.
Well, he's got the writing might be all him, but there's
Well, the promotional stuff, and yeah, that's other people. But the books, yeah, that's just him.
Yeah, because if you have somebody supporting you in every possible way to make the thing that you have in your hands happen, and all you can need to focus on is that one thing, he probably has some creative control over like how it's presented and whatnot. But still.
Sure. And he got Jack Black to play him. It was kind of weird, but
You did?
yeah, in two
what?
movies, 2 Goosebump movies. Jack
Oh.
Black played him.
I didn't know that he was actually playing as R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got money. Like,
yeah, he's probably got a nice retirement put aside.
150.
It's actually less than I thought.
Oh. Well, then it's below 200. But yeah, I would say like around 200 million. but he's probably put a lot of money into things. But
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Well, Goosebumps was never. It was the book you bought at the store for $2, and then you took it home and you read it. I don't know that they ever did a hardback cover of a Goosebumps book.
I don't know. See, like, one of the things that bugs me is, like, so I own all the books for The Expanse. It's 9 books, and the first 8 are identical,
Yeah.
but the last one's hardcover.
Oh, it throws you off.
Why?
They could have re-released all of them in hardcovers,
Maybe,
but you don't have those ones.
and that might have been the incentive. Like, now you got to buy them in hardcover. But you know what I say? F you. Like, I'm not gonna. You already no.
You buy them.
No, I'm just gonna make that one like the centerpiece, and all the rest can just sit back there like little assholes. No, that bothers me so much. It just, I mean, at least it wasn't like book 4 is hardcover and all the rest are. I mean, okay, it's at least the last one, but it's the same thing there. Like, if you have all these books and they're all like the same format, the same size, and then suddenly they just change it.
No, I can see how that would be a little frustrating.
Oh God, it'd
throw off your OCD alarm.
If it was in the middle, it would bother it more. The fact it's the last book is a little easier, but that it just ugh. And I was like, maybe I should just wait. Maybe the paperback will come out or something. I was actually gonna wait and like, ugh. Well, wait. I wonder if like,
Well, I mean, I'm sure he has his editor and stuff, Kitty.
I wonder if they have a soft cover now. No, only hardcover.
Only hardcover. They want you to buy all the other ones in hardcover now.
Okay, yeah, here it is. The entire collection.
Yeah, buy it now. All in hardcover.
Did they come out with any new? Because this one doesn't look familiar. I think I've read it, but oh yes, I have read it. Okay, never mind. Wait, no, that's yeah, that's not in the main series. Anyway, sorry, distraction. No, that has to be whatever. That's a good book series, though. Amazing TV show, amazing book.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Nolan. It was like choose your own Goosebump books. Those are fun.
Okay, we'll do like maybe. I have to actually, whatever I do for her eyes, I'm gonna have to kind of carry over here. Okay, I think I've kind of stopped touching the lower mouth here.
Bouncy horses. Bouncy horses. I have to catch up on my G5 horse.
But I thought you said it was crap.
It is.
Then why are you gonna watch it?
Because horses. I'm easy to please, okay? Kinda. I'll complain, but I'll still watch it because horses. Like, there's not any socks in this video. No boobs. Not even a really cute hoodie. And yet here I am watching them because they're cute horses.
So you're saying that without socks and booties,
Yeah. Oh,
they're not good?
oh, they're good.
They need to be
So
killed.
do I.
They need to be thrown in the dumpster.
No. And G5, they throw themselves in the dumpster sometimes. Izzy's got problems.
That's just called season 5. No, I can't make any judgment on it. I haven't really watched it.
I don't know. Try not to be too harsh, but I don't know.
Not trying to be too harsh. I already know that right now you are planning a monologue.
No, I'm not playing monologue. It's hard to live up to G4 is all. That's all. It's not a monologue. It's not a monologue. It's a statement. It's very different.
It's only a controversial statement that's wrong. G5 is the better.
And here comes the monologue.
No, I wanted to see if I could entice you.
Trigger the monologue.
wait. Let me pull out my list.
Yes. Just keep it on me at all times. Statement 1 of why G5 is inferior to G4.
Go over my change.org petition.
If I were to say monologue a little bit, it's that I had high hopes for G5. I really did. And I thought it started out pretty strongly.
The movie started out really strong.
Yes.
I even think like some of the really kind of weird shorts that they made, like the 2D ones.
Yeah.
Some of those were fun because they were kind of chaotic, but then the 3D felt so slow.
But that's all G5 has been, is fun. There's been no tension, no... there's been... It's... I don't want to say boring, but there's been no... It's all slice of life, no adventure. Which is fine. But I want some compelling story. I want something to happen, something that they have to overcome. And a bad snowstorm just doesn't count. Like, we had to stay inside and drink cocoa? And it's like, that's cool. Kind of cute. I don't know. The show writing is brain dead.
Like,
Yeah,
but what if the entire season, for their writing, it was just all the horses were inside and they just kept booping and cuddling? That would be worse writing.
Yes, but I would be happy. Yeah, I don't know.
Cheers, Steg. Thank you very much for the resub. Very much appreciate it. 7 months too. A little over half a year. Thank you very much.
Like, I think I was reading a comment earlier today from somebody that we actually know, who was just basically stating, like, episode 23, Rainbow Dash can't figure out what to get Pinkie Pie for a birthday gift. Episode 24, an eldritch god appeared to just try to destroy the entire world, and they may all die by the end. And it's just like, that was My Little Pony Generation 4, and it was amazing. I miss it. I really do. The music was good too. The Disney quality stuff.
Okay, so her back mane here kind of clips a little bit right here. She even knows it. She's like, I'm sorry. So we got to fix that a little bit. So from here to here, we need to basically just kind of get it goofy. Can I? So see this? Well, technically it's clipping through her here. If you actually look at this, it kind of just looks like it slides behind her. I think I can get away with that.
Yeah.
But now this, when it comes back, not so much.
Nothing's jumping out at me in a big way. So. I do agree with the G5 comments. It seems they tailored the G5 to be more non-threatening side, no real danger or adversity. Yeah.
Even here, it kind of looks like it's coming out of her head, but not in a bad way. Like it kind of just feels like it flows. There's different clipping that's acceptable, and that's me an acceptable amount. All right, here's another bad one. It's clipping her arm, so we're just gonna fix that by just going a little bit out. Still a little bit goofy right at the beginning.
Yeah, sunset. No, I think G5 had a really good start with really strong characters, and they just haven't utilized them very well.
It feels like they developed very, very detailed characters, and in the 2D and the 3D, they kind of made it work, but then in the 3D show, it feels like if all of them were just on Xanax.
A little bit, and I think the glaring thing for me is it feels like the people who created those characters, basically when they left, the people who took their place were like, yeah, I mean kinda, but we're gonna do what we want. So there was no real continuity or holdover past what they really cared to hold over. But there's a bit of a disconnect. Like, what if the librarian character was suddenly a princess? That would be awful.
You know what? Like, there was a lot of controversy early on about the Twilight becoming a princess, and they made a big deal of it early on. But then, like, for the longest time, it was like Twilight has wings, and then just, well, that was actually just the prince sign I was playing. They really didn't focus on it. It was just Twilight again.
Right after she got her wings for like a season and a half, she kind of became a Mary Sue, and it was the episode. I feel like the episode testing 1, 2, 3 that brought her back to being Twilight, and then she kind of stayed Twilight.
And testing 1, 2, 3 is my favorite episode.
It's a good episode, yeah.
Like it is. It's not just because of that, but to me, I just love the lesson.
Yeah,
the lesson that was in there to me was one that I think is overlooked by both, like everybody, about like learn. Like I was listening to a thing that was talking about reading, and it was this long story. I think NPR had it on. It was I can't remember the name of the story, but and it was about how the reading in schools today isn't working. There's all these kids that are just not learning to read, and they're like, well, what's broken with the system? And so when parents are looking into it, they're like, this doesn't make sense. Why are they teaching it this way? It's like about guessing words, like what do you think should be that word and whatnot. And then they started doing the history of it, and they found that it was actually because way long time ago, some lady came up with a way to help people that were having a problem learning how to read. And so they found that they took all these kids to the side, the ones that were having difficulty, figured out what was wrong, and developed this plan around it, and it worked really well. So then it went across the world as a secondary thing to help kids learn how to read. But then they interpreted that as, oh, well, that's a better way to teach kids to read, so we're just going to do that for everybody.
Yeah.
But the problem was, it wasn't that was the better way to get for reading. It was that for those specific kids, the way that they were teaching before didn't work. This other way worked really well for them. But now, since they said it's a miracle, they just pushed it on everybody. But now the kids before that learned better the other way are unable to learn to read because that is not the way their brain is functioning. They learn differently.
Yeah.
And so now it's flipped because they saw success, and even it's not the fault of the person that came with the original system. The way that she did it worked and followed that, but it's just other people interpreted it differently. So I just think it's very important of everybody learns differently, and sometimes it's not that they're dumb or they have a learning disability. Sometimes just you haven't figured out how to tell them what they need to hear yet.
I mean, for me, going into high school, I had a below average reading grade level going into high school. By my freshman sophomore year, I had a college level reading in high school. And it was because everything up to the point that I read was just boring stuff that the school wanted me to read. Just like not ripping on the classics, but as a like 14-year-old kid, I don't really care.
Great
to
Gatsby.
read The Great Gatsby or To Kill a Mockingbird.
Those are the main two.
Like they're not fun. But you know what got me to read? What drove me?
Porn.
No.
The articles.
The
from
articles.
Playboy.
Final Fantasy games.
Oh, all the text that came through them?
Yeah, because I got really into all the Final Fantasy games, and you read everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just read that and like Fallout, because there's all text, games like that.
The original Fallouts?
Yeah, like I just started playing games with a lot of text with lore and interesting stuff being said that I wanted to know more about, and it bumped my reading level up, like up to from below average to college level.
When I was in school, I read a ton, but it was a lot of. I picked the books I wanted to read.
Yeah.
I read a lot of Goosebumps. What's the other than Goosebumps? What other series had probably an equal number of books, and you probably read a bunch?
I read one, and I know what you're gonna say. It's Animorph.
Yep, there you go.
I only read one.
Really read one. I owned a bunch of them. Who here has read Animorphs? Actually, you know what? I'm curious. Hold on. I got 21. Oh yeah, that's a really good amount.
The only one I read was
that.
the one that an alien came to Earth and was disguised as a human. So it was an alien who transformed into a human. So it wasn't even like a proper Animorphs book. I don't know.
I'm probably spawned that right. Well, I think it's Animorphs like that.
What's this? They're
Animorphs.
Speaking about. No, like I don't.
I'm curious. I'm curious on this. Does it mean? Oh,
because WTF?
really?
That one?
Really? So I can say the F word as much as I want, but I can't put it in abbreviative form. God damn it, Twitch. Actually, so Twitch added a feature where you can do guest star. And the one thing that I actually find kind of interesting with that is this. Because I was curious. I'm like, wait, people can just request to be on your stream and pop up on video. Okay. And I'm like, that sounds sketchy. But they actually added this, which I thought was surprising. If you report somebody for violating guidelines while they come on as a guest, as long as you report them, whatever they do isn't against you. Which super surprised me.
Yeah.
So if somebody comes on and does something horrible, it's not against you.
As long as you're the one who reports
As long as it is reported, it is not against you, which is actually, that was my concern, and that's actually pretty cool that they did that. I probably should have that up here.
Like, I feel
You've heard of it, but nobody's read it. Come on.
it has been a couple years since I was in school, but I do feel like schools didn't do enough to get kids to read things that they wanted to read. The schools had the things that were like you can't read a story about aliens from outer space. You have to read this Shakespearean novel or play or something. And it's like, do I have to? And it's like, yes, it's required. And kids don't want to read
What the hell is
Hamlet.
Come on, nobody's reading Animorphs.
You have 4 Animorphers.
No, heard of it. They never read it.
Oh, there you go. Somebody changed their vote because you yelled at them.
No, they added it. It was a new one. Because it making me feel so old.
You are old.
Hold on. All right, hold on.
There you go.
We're gonna do another one.
Oh no, they just swapped places. I thought somebody voted. Well, you can't just keep throwing. Okay. Nobody's gonna know that. Nobody read the books.
There we go. Can you figure it out? Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
The only way anybody's gonna get it right is to Google it.
No, don't Google it.
As a person. That's correct.
I maybe should have worded that different.
It's like, that's a guy.
No.
Guys,
Yes.
guy. There
Yes
you go.
and no.
You can be a guy.
Yes and no.
Which furry was he, guys?
Oh my god! See, you guys are so. Hold on, you guys gotta move this. You guys just like have no idea. Like, you guys are ruining my childhood.
Guys, they got one. They're eventually gonna get it right.
Like, I'm gonna pick all of them.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
You don't know the answer to this?
I don't know the answer. I've read one a long time ago.
If you were to ask me any other thing other than this question, I probably wouldn't know the answer to it. But I know this one because he's my favorite character.
That's fantastic. I have no idea.
Come on,
I'm assuming he's a person.
Like, well,
so I'm right.
I maybe should have reworded that a little different, but.
If he's not a pony, I don't care. I want that book. I want the one where the person transforms into a magical horse and then they never want to transform back because magical horse is better.
Channel points to ask a poll. Does it actually create the poll? I've never tried. Or do I have to write? Actually, I don't know how that works. Tobias sounds like a Minecraft Uber from the early 2010s. Yeah, hell that guy. That sounds kind of accurate. All right, yeah. You guys have no idea because it's just so even across the board.
No, nobody voted.
Ooh, okay, Michael, what is your vote?
I'm gonna guess a bird.
It is.
Oh, cool.
Kind of. He was a kid, but in Animorphs you could transform into an animal, but if you stayed there for more than, I think it was a hawk or falcon, if you stayed in that form for more than 2 hours, you were unable to go back. And something happened, I can't remember the full story, and he was stuck. So even though he could communicate, because the powers they had allowed them to do psychic, whatever, communication, he could still talk with his friends, but he was basically a bird forever now. And
sad.
So yes, he was stuck. But that they kind of do that because then they just show the importance of not doing that.
Does he ever get unstuck?
I think at one point he starts kind of devolving and forgetting who he was. You remember Al from Full Metal?
Yeah.
Like the first series about him like starting to feel like he was drifting. And in there, he basically was saying the same thing, as he felt he was losing his humanity and just starting to become a bird.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was very kind of sad. I think at one point he gets the power to transform again, and in doing so, somebody had his like human form and was able to, at least for a few hours, transform back to himself. But again, it was only as a bird transforming at 2 hours.
Do a human?
But yeah, but it was a weird thing, and he couldn't stay there. I can't remember the full thing. Again, it's been, like 2 decades since I read any of those books. Cheers, vodka.
Could you imagine transforming into a horse and never being able to go back?
Tobias is a blue never nude. I'm thinking that you're making reference to the good job, Jinxie. It feels like you're making reference to like what is that called? Avatar, but technically the alien species that did own that were blue centaurs. So the technology that does that
turns teenagers into birds. Yes, the news turns us into birds. Oh, this is so scared. I'm tiny.
Okay, the thing that's going to absolutely butt suck right now is I gotta do her eyebrows. So anywhere that her eyebrows are visible, I need to kind of have them go down. So like here, technically, they go down. I think I can kind of save a little bit of time here, though.
Someone said your reason for wanting to turn into a horse is unique.
The best part of turning into a horse, you can poop anywhere, people will still love you. They'll clean up for it too. They'll be like, you can just drop one right there, and other kids will point and go, and then somebody will just come by with a big old bag later.
Yeah, you are their god.
Nice thing about being a horse in that regard is that you can time it.
Yeah.
you can just pick the exact moment that's is absolutely worst for some guy and be like, right now. But also, that feels like I want to be a horse so I can just be a literal asshole.
Yeah.
The worst part of being a horse, glue. Well, I don't care what happens after I die. I mean, if
the ashes are glue.
Yeah, they're not gonna glue you until you're dead. So, I mean, I'd hope.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Being a horse sounds pretty cool.
What if you were in Equestria and they're all like the big pastel horses, and you were just a regular normal horse?
I don't like this.
But you're a horse.
But I want to be a cute horse.
You can have a bow.
Okay.
You get a bow.
Okay. That might work out then.
But they all make fun of you.
Oh,
because it's not a fun bow. It's like a green, and green is not a creative color.
darn it. At least I get to be in Horse World. It's a horse. My big green bow.
Like, look, it's Green Bow Michael.
Be my name.
That's what is that horse's name? His name is Green Bow Michael. Why is mine Fluttershy?
Yes. I got the cool name. She's a little upset.
Yeah, screw you, Fluttershy. I've got a better name than you.
Green Bow.
What was the name of Fluttershy's brother?
Zephyr.
Zephyr Breeze?
Zephyr. Yeah, Zephyr Breeze.
The horses have such stupid names.
They were all relevant to their character.
But how do they know that?
They change their names if they're not relevant.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, then why do your parents even name their kids? Why don't you just call them like Smart Horse 427?
Yes.
Come here.
Give them. I think they only made reference to a pony changing their name to match their cutie mark once. Well, no, twice. Kinda. Pear Butter changed her name to Buttercup, but that was more of a family thing. And Mrs. Cake or Cupcake, his original name was Chiffon Swirl, but she changed it after she got her cutie mark.
It's like, what is your name? My name is Little Cupcake. What does it used to be? Little Asshole. My parents were very angry.
They did not like that they had a child.
Mommy had me, but then Daddy realized I was not his.
Oh no.
He signed the papers first. My name is Infidelity. That'd be so mean to a kid.
It's just Scootaloo. Like, I can't wait to find out why my parents named me Scootaloo as soon as I meet them.
Hold on, I want to see if
I'm like 12. Baby names?
No, hold on.
Baby names.
Yeah, here we go. Somebody had to explain it. Wow, there's an actual place called Explain XKCD. But yeah, this one. Hi, this is your son's school. We're having some computer trouble. Oh dear, did he break something? In a way. Did you really name your son Robert space drop table students dash dash? Oh yes, little Bobby Tables we call him. We've lost the year's student records. I hope you're happy, and I hope you learn to sanitize your database inputs.
Drop tables. We lost everything.
So, why this is funny is that more than likely they had a table named students, and so by putting Robert and then putting a single quote with it was, if they didn't sanitize it properly and that was popped in there, it would have early ended that string of the name, and then it would have started literally pasting it as code, and so it literally is code ended it, and then if in an SQL drop table is to literally delete the entire table of students. So I just love that. Oh yes, little Bobby tables we call them. It's one of my favorite comics because it's like, this was back when I was doing more SQL stuff. I don't do anymore, so I fully understood it. I'm like, this is great. Oh god, they're so good.
Nerdy joke.
SKCD is so good because half of them you don't understand, but then you get to the one that you do because it's specific to you. Right. And I love it so much. It's so good. Little Bobby tables. I don't know if you ever heard me sometimes if somebody says like something about Bobby something, I was like, oh, I'll sometimes say, oh, little Bobby tables. I just, my brain wants to say it. It's so, I love that comic so much.
It's a funny joke. And the deadly breeze.
Nerd jokes are that's chest one. Are the best. There's something fun about just little jokes like that. Or like jokes where you know nobody else is really gonna understand it.
Your jokes are fun. I think it's true with any kind of jokes that not everybody's gonna get, but if you're in the know, then it's even funnier. Hello, Zigzag.
Hello, Zigzag. I think I'm just about got that. This is a lot more little detail nuance than I was kind of planning on, but it turned out way better. Like, I'm not really as happy about the beginning of it, but I'm kind of okay with that. The rest of it, at least, does feel chaotic.
Jesus is trying so hard to get away.
Whatever, like, I'm trying to think of thumbnail.
Horses don't have thumbs.
No, like for YouTube. Something like that would probably work. I was actually considering thumbnail being this.
No, I think the other one would work better.
Like this. Because this implies some kind of like horror. The other one is just weird. But if I do this, I have to have a thumbnail like this. Well, not blurry, but a thumbnail like this, and Piggy wouldn't be visible.
It does give a lot away.
No, Piggy won't be visible.
Oh, okay.
Is to do something like this, but I'd have to make the title something that does not sound horror at all. Just like when you make something that is, when the title's just like plain and boring, but then the thumbnail implies something completely different. I love doing that, and I don't know. I don't know what to call this video yet, though. Like I was thinking, like it's party time. I don't like going much more than 3 words.
I don't like that. It's too bland.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Is keeping it bland because.
We gotta make it clickable.
Oh, did my camera break? I just realized.
Oh
that.
yes.
I will.
I think it must have broke just recently.
Usually I hear it. Give me 1 sec. I will fix that.
Oh, names. Oh.
The meter is bugging out now. No. Just give me 1 sec.
And it's exploding.
There we go. I'm back.
You could just call it surprise.
No, because that implies Pinky.
Well, so does party.
No, surprise. Here's her name. Technically.
Well, yeah. But
So-
I'm like, if you were to put party in the title, that
No,
would also
surprise
put it.
doesn't put. I kind of want something to do with. Let's read a book. It has nothing to do with it.
No reason to click. Let's read a book.
Well, yes, but if you said, let's read a book, and then you did this, the thumbnail is what would sell it with the text, not the text itself.
A quiet evening. It's like,
Well, I'm out of booze again.
that was fast. Oh, kind of. It's been another.
How's your booze doing? See, you out of booze. I'm out of booze.
Because you said you're out of booze, they're gonna throw the dehydrates at you. That's how this works.
Yeah, Derpsty's being mean. If only there was some way to handle Derpsty in an aggressive manner, so they wouldn't do that.
How could we possibly stop Derpsy?
Yeah, there's no function. There's no function in Twitch that can handle somebody being belligerent. no, I gotta stop talking.
They're gonna give me more dehydrates.
Yeah. Okay, I can do the hydrate right now.
2 hydrates.
So cheers, bar.
Just fill that thing.
Here you go.
Just straight whiskey. Good idea.
It's so kidding. I didn't expect that. It was pretty. No, if I filled this whole thing with whiskey and then drank it the way that I drank it on here,
You would learn what alcohol poisoning is.
no, I would pass out before I got to that point.
No.
It'd be spaced out enough. Give me 1 minute here, and then I'll go grab it. I just want to remember what I was doing here. It is locked. Oh, it actually has always been locked. Now that I think about it, that's why her main's not really reacting. Ooh. Do we still have one of those sour beers that John brought? The smoothie ones?
I think so. I haven't. I had one.
And
I-
Adam had one. And then I think John might have had one.
Either it's upstairs or he took it home with him. But I think
I
it's
think he might
probably
have taken
there.
them home. Because I'm kind of in the mood for sweet. Well, here, I'm going to go grab, because you're just doing that, I'm going to go grab another drink here.
Okay.
Don't misbehave, Michael.
I would never. Okay. Let him misbehave.
Uh-huh.
Very quickly. Hey, Derby.
Well, there is a derby. Kyle at the sociables.
There you go.
And it's probably my favorite standard that they have, hazy blueberry.
Mm-hmm.
Summon Derpy. Derpy has been summoned.
Derpy. It's cute.
This is perfect music, Derpy.
Nerd Nightmare? Nerd's Nightmare. I like the direction of that one.
What?
Nerd's Nightmare for the title idea.
Nerd's Nightmare.
I like the direction it's going in. I don't know if I like it, but I like the direction.
Like I said, I like the contrast where you put something that is. So it's either you put a super calm picture with a super creepy weird title, or you do the opposite and put a super simple title with a super creepy weird picture. Like okay. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Nate, and welcome. Let's see here. So for instance, like baby time, and it's just her on eggs. That's a little different because it's implying with the eggs. It just says it's summertime, but then you got this super big zoomed in face.
Yeah. Big.
Applejack at the tractor, super simple name, but then she's just screaming on the tractor.
But it didn't get as many views.
This one,
Like Naysayer got a lot of views.
because that one was a bigger one,
yeah.
and it was swearing.
And well, you got 3 ponies and a good angle.
Chirps Thirsty.
But
Oh wow, I haven't had this in a while. Oh, that's really good actually. And Chirps again. Chirps. Cheers again. Tracy gets a raise. I think I could have done the thumbnail better, but I do like the thumbnail.
I just like that video.
Oh, cool. Summer's New Groove. That one wasn't really special, but I thought it was a fun thumbnail as
It
well.
has a stallion on the thumbnail.
Oh god, back when the Argazone videos were here. Is that all I've really made the last like year?
I'm really surprised.
Oh, shorts aren't included in here. That's why. Okay.
The derpy with the socks and juice boxes doesn't have more views.
Derpy Socks and Juice Boxes? Because that was your video.
Yeah, like it needs more views.
Cheers, So Kitty. A Moment of Peace had that. Fireworks had that. This video never really did well because title and thumbnail I don't think were that great, but I really didn't want to spoil anything.
It's Grogar. It's
I
not
am-
even a pony.
It's only 9 seconds too. Flight in 2 Easy Steps, and just that one's not as good of a thumbnail either. That's a horrible thumbnail.
Rainbow Dash.
But also, it's the what is the preview for like this? It detail wise, it looks fairly detailed. This one just has that, and that helps. What is this one's
That one
preview?
got over 1 million views.
This one? Oh yeah, this one was really popular. The problem is it wasn't monetized because I had R. Kelly on there. This one doesn't have a preview, too short. This one has a preview. Yeah, an elevator. I never. I need to check these more often. You can't dictate what it does for this. But yeah, so what I'm looking for on it though is I'm looking for something simple that. Go away, Derpy.
A quiet evening.
No, I still like the idea of Church Thirsty on the last one here. I'm looking for something that's like a simple title, but I kind of want it to be something related to. It could be related to a party. Otherwise, if it was just like I don't. That's where I don't know. Like I could go 100 ways with this, but I feel like there is a name out there that I can find. I just haven't thought of it. One of yours I like of yours are is Chemistry Full Metal Pony. So a funny thing with that is I originally made a mistake, but then I was okay with it. That was called Chemistry because originally I thought the name of the song was Chemistry by Period. It was actually backwards. The name of the song was Period by Chemistry. I called it Chemistry anyway because I kind of liked it. Alchemy, chemistry, and I worked with it. But books.
Called a book bash.
But no.
No, you're right. Book blowout.
Let's read a book. Because she just grabs a book off the shelf.
Yes.
The book works.
It would subvert expectations.
Okay, if it was called Let's Read a Book and then you saw this as your thumbnail, that could work.
That could work. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Nate. I hate book and I don't like to read as a running. I stayed up till 4 a.m. reading a dumb fanfic. When I was early in the fandom, I stayed up a lot reading fanfics. And it wasn't like, I want to read all this about horses. I just found some people that just wrote really good stories.
I could read fanfics like crazy and I never catch up to how many fanfics you've read.
But no, it's just years ago I used to read a ton.
Then you finished them all. Then you finished them all.
I if you need fanfic recommendations, I can give it to you. You just give me like a theme or like a certain type of thing you're looking for, and I can probably find one that fits that. There are good fanfics. It's not that about there being good fanfics. There are good fanfics writers. Like there are just some people that are just really good at writing, and I ended up doing it where I would just find certain authors and then just kind of read everything they had because I just liked the way they wrote. One that I thought was funny was there was a story I really liked years ago, and I read like all the books for it and I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite fics. then years later, I found out that the guy that I was just interacting with at the conventions that was just selling different products, he suddenly started selling a copy of that book, and I'm like, I remember reading that. And he goes, yeah, I wrote it. I'm like, what? And so I've been talking to this guy for years, and I found out he's the author of that book that I very much enjoyed, which is hilarious. So
Fantastic.
I didn't think it was I didn't think he was going to be a writer, but it was actually a good book. I very much enjoyed it.
There's a few there's one fanfic that I'm currently reading, and then there's another one I wish so much that the writer would continue writing.
I think I know the name of that.
Yeah, you made me read it.
It's called Derpy X Knife.
Derpy's in it.
She is.
She orders a pizza.
In Fallout?
No. Well, she's in Fallout, but she doesn't order pizza in that one.
She's actually good in Fallout.
Well, she's like the only character who, from like the show, who's still her, more or less. Like everybody else gets messed up in some way.
Well, okay, from the show, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, Rainbow is kind of around, even without even without Blackjack's story.
She's not around without Blackjack's story.
Technically, if K-Cat did a thing where she said her headcanon for what happened to Rainbow, and that Rainbow Dash was
a ghost, essentially.
Was alive but not.
Yeah.
And there's a whole... It was supposed to be that because Rainbow was at the location of which the mega spell took place that brought everybody back to life, that there was apparently that area, anybody that died going on from that would basically be unable to move on, and their spirit would return to that point, and that Rainbow was a part of that, but still a little bit of her. It was this weird thing with Rainbow, but Rainbow was supposed to survive for a while longer. She died at some point, but then she got caught up in that spirit thing.
I remember reading the fanfic. It was more or less implied that Gilda.
It was implied, but it was never said.
They never said outright, no.
Yeah. And I like that they don't, because I like that they leave it open.
The closest you get to finding out is Scootaloo is looking for Rainbow, but she only finds a shack that Rainbow was staying in. Scootaloo stays at the shack hoping she'll come back, but then Rainbow never does, and then Scootaloo gets sick from radiation. Eventually, and goes... Ugh. Poor Scoots. She was the first Dashite. Spoilers to a very old book, but...
A very old book? Michael, you're aging yourself. You're aging the fandom, Michael.
I know, I'm sorry. It's good. It's a good read. Go read. Go read it if you haven't.
It's a good book, even if you are spoiled on it.
Mm-hmm. If for no reason, then Little Pip is a good poem. You must learn all about her. I was happy to finally get a Little Pip plush. It's a tiny one, but it's cool.
Well, she's a little horse.
Tiny horse. If I was to pick a favorite character, I kind of really do like Steel Hooves. I know
from that book.
From that book. I know
he was fun.
He's a
yes,
stallion, but he was cool.
But he's dead, kinda.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Shelf indulgence. Okay, I do appreciate the pun. It's a hardback life.
It's hardback life.
Okay, I like the puns. It doesn't work, but I do. Those are actually really good puns. I like shelf indulgence, though. That's good. I'm only halfway through Horizon. It's very good, but such a slog of a book. So I very much enjoyed the original Fallout because I felt like it brought in so many characters. It did a good balance of introductions and withdrawals of characters. Australia was another book that I appreciated where it was really, really long. Like, we're talking probably, 4 times longer than Horizons? Horizons was like 700,000 words.
Yeah.
But Australia was like 3 million. But Australia does a really good job of bringing in characters and removing them, but not expecting you to remember them later. They'll make reference to, but then they're not going to reference a person and then expect you to know the details about everything about them. Project Horizon's my problem with that was it was long, and even though I read a lot of it in one sitting, by the time I got later in the book, I couldn't remember some of the stuff earlier in the book because there was just so much book. But it made like specific references that were almost important to the story, and so you get lost in what is going on then, unless you are some super fan that can remember everything. I couldn't keep all that information. There's too much. Australia I did appreciate because it didn't make it a necessity. There were certain bits, small little bits, and it was enough to keep you going forward, and you didn't need to remember the rest.
The advantage Australia had is Rainbow didn't do a lot of backtracking in that book. I mean, places she did, but something that happened at the beginning of the book it would be hard for it to matter later, especially towards the end. Ooh. Just, stretching. Australia's good.
It's never gonna finish.
Don't say that.
No. I say
it hurts my soul.
If it would be rough. But I recommend read Australia, but stop reading when you get to the edge.
Can't just expect somebody to stop reading.
It's a rough part to stop at, but everything leading up to that is so.
I mean, there's good stuff that happens after you get over the edge too.
Not as good. I mean, it's just so much introduction to everything that's new.
Well, because you're being introduced to an entirely new world.
Yeah,
with entirely new concepts.
But up until that point, it's a lot of reading. But there's just so many good characters, so much good everything. If you just stop then, it would be rough, but you know that there's nothing more, really. It just feels like there's not... It gets really depressing. Purposefully, and for good reason, but still.
So there's nice moments. Towards, like, I don't know if you've read all the way to the very end.
Not all the way, but I'm pretty close.
But the stuff with the bat ponies is actually kind of nice.
No, I've read a lot of that.
Okay.
No,
Wait, scroll down.
last seen 2021, so no. I know you were trying, but no.
I want Australia so much.
No, no, so I recommend reading. There's all the way to.
I'm just gonna
here and stop.
I'm gonna read until it stops.
Read through to Bleak's Plummet and then stop. If you're ever gonna read, it's a very long book. You read it pretty consistently and a large pace. And how long did it take you?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, we're talking super long, but good writing. This isn't like a slog. There's really no slog of parts. Every now and then it slows down for a little bit, but then it picks back up again. And it's so good.
My favorite part was probably like books 3 through 5.
The end of the end of book 8 was good.
Everything was shell.
The shell stuff was the end shell was really good.
Like Shell's entire story is amazing. Like it kind of broke me when like that arc ended. Not Shell, but everything involved with him.
Shell was a great villain, but he felt
like she traveled with a group of companions for a really long time, and when she had to leave them behind, it hurt.
She traveled with the group in the water area almost as long as she traveled with.
Yeah, but there's something about that.
The jury.
The jury
was cool.
They were better.
But no, Bard is cool.
Bard was cool.
And what the Griffin?
But I really
what was the Griffin's name? Oh God, Sunset's going to be to it.
It's hurt my soul not to remember.
I'm almost remembering his real name, not his fake name.
His real name was like just a standard name.
Yeah, but
Jordan.
Yeah, it was Jordan, but I can't.
Jordan was
Black. No.
Jordan was his real name. I'm trying to remember what Bard always called him.
I gotta get you a late fee. That actually kind of implies a different ending though, because then it implies like that's why she's scared, when I like giving it that there shouldn't be a reason why she's scared with that text.
It's WC
wild card. No, Bard, Wildcard.
Like
The guy with the mechanical eye, I was kind of annoying. I don't really care about him. The big beefy guy was originally annoying, but then
Josh,
no, not Josh. Yeah, Josh 2.0. But once he crosses over, he becomes more interesting.
Yeah,
he becomes because he settles down a little bit and you learn more about him.
Yeah.
But Murder Chicken, awesome.
Seraphim.
Murder Chicken's awesome,
but she's nowhere near as cool as the bounty hunter. That rainbow make kissy face.
Rourke.
Yeah, Rourke.
God damn it.
She's so
See,
good.
he's just
Rourke.
like, I want kissy face.
Rourke is good though.
Are they hugging? No, they're not hugging. Look away, child. All this stuff that people that have heard the story, like, what the fuck are they talking about? It's just such a long story, but it's not a.
Well, it's long enough where it like ingrains itself into your life. Where if you actually get into it and start reading it, it took me a year and a half to get through it, and I read it fairly consistently. Like, and for it to just abruptly end with no resolution.
One of my favorites. Oh God. I think it was it this book? There we go. Okay, so it puts dates 2015, 2016. Okay, so maybe, or was it the next book? Because you started reading before they started rewriting.
I because they started rewriting is when the reason I started reading it is because like, oh, they're writing it again.
So there's a gap from May 13, 2018 to the June 27, 2020. But if I remember right,
not read these.
No,
I've read it all the way up to Sacrifice and Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, yeah. So even in the story, they make mention of how long it took. Like she's telling his story. It's like I'm eating the rainbow. Well, could you go faster? I've been here for 25 months. That's how long it took to write the new chapter. It was. I love the self-reference in there. That was so good.
Some part of me believes they think about it. Like I'm sure it's hard not for them to think about to some degree because as much time as I spent reading it, they spent way longer writing it.
The one thing I always thought was funny too, and I'm gonna miss, and they can't really do it anymore or whatever. But every April 1st, they would come out with a chapter that was in sequence kind of with what's going on, and it would start that way and then it would deviate into the middle of God knows where, and it would just make no sense. And then they all jumped on a spaceship and went and traveled to the moon, and you're like, what the fuck? It was just April Fool's year. Every year was just a chapter that made no sense because he was writing like 2 to 3 chapters a week.
At the peak, yeah.
Actually, no, at the peak, he was writing a chapter a day.
Yeah.
They were like 1,500 words, but that's a lot a day. He was basically writing like R.L. Stine.
I hope he knows we miss his book.
He's still writing, just not Australia. But that makes sense. Like writing the same thing over and over again, that's got to burn the hell out. And especially when you have a book that long, the only people that are reading it are the hardcore people. Yeah. You're writing for a very small audience. It might be a very dedicated and vocal audience that loves what you do, but it's not a way to get ahead. So I don't blame them at all for doing it, but I do miss it
so much.
I do have his badge from a con.
You do.
Somebody, it wasn't them, but they were just passed it down, and supposedly I'm supposed to pass it to somebody too.
Are you sure it wasn't them?
That's what I was told. I'm guessing not.
Because the interaction made it sound like it might have been them.
Maybe, but
I wanted to hear Like, when are you gonna finish it?
No, some people just don't like social interaction, which I don't blame. I don't like social interaction normally either.
I'll leave. I don't count. Yeah. If I had a single wish on my deathbed, it would be to have it magically finish that book so I could finish reading it.
I love the idea of like, so the like, Short Christian Explosion gets a message like, so we have received a new request from the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yes.
Like, what? And like, yes, this 70-year-old man wishes for you to write another chapter of the book. Oh, what?
Yes.
We'll pay you money.
He's 65 at that point. I'm sure he's probably a little younger than me because everybody's younger than me. But it's just like
We mentioned on the podcast, we brought up your story. We brought it up on stream before.
yeah, I'm your dad, and I'm Adam's dad, and you guys are a bunch of ungrateful little butts who don't shovel for your old man. That's fine. It's just the way you are.
Well, maybe you just got to get good, scrub.
My old man bones shoveling all that snow.
Yeah, I went and shoveled out the trash.
You shoveled the trash?
I had to get the trash out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did shovel the trash. Hey, look, speaking of K-Cat. Their name appeared on your screen.
Oh. Well. I was
No,
supposed to see
those
that.
people. They can see that.
No, they didn't.
It didn't? I feel like it did.
Tis a flesh wound.
Stories in Stone series. Oh, I know I've mentioned it before, but right now I'm reading Fall in the Forest, and that one's been good.
Okay, so fall for Cologne, I can get to your text now. I wasn't unsure what you were meaning there. The control was deciding between two really harsh death messages for apparently a secret final boss. No matter how you try, you'll always be a failure, or you will never succeed at anything. This sounds like what my parents are going to say on their deathbed. Are they the final boss?
Is your parents the final boss?
They are, though. I have reached level 50. They cannot beat me. I shall win. I shall be victorious.
That's just like every discussion with your parents when you're out on like a family trip. It's like, we are your parents.
I feel like that would need more context because those sound like they're in relation to something that knowledge that I would need to know to understand what is being said. I don't know if I'd be able to make a decision on it. Yeah, Nolan, I actually 100% agree. I'm really sad Asylum stopped too. Asylum was so good, and I just wanted to know more. That's all. I kept reading because I just needed to know what the hell. I wish they would at least come out and say what was going on. Maybe they did. I don't know, but it was. I miss Asylum. That's a book if you want to read and also be disappointed and never finish.
I already know. I'm not doing it again.
No, because Twilight's in an asylum, and and all of her friends are everything in there, but it's normal Twilight. So she's like, wait, what the hell's going on? I don't belong here. But it's like you are actually stuck in trying to determine, is she crazy or is something wrong?
It sounds like My Little Pony Shutter Island.
Kind of. But it is so well written. Like there is the craziness of it is so good. It's so good. Finally, Sarah was trying to find the story. Stories in its own series. Highly recommend it on par with Astreo. Ashtray? Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it's a good book, but it's not an ashtray. And also, what the fuck is an ashtray? But no, not that.
I admit, anytime I wanted to figure out how to spell that on your YouTube channel, because it was the only way to figure out how to spell Streo.
Oh yeah, actually, no. I think I spelled it right here. Like if I just spell it how I remember,
You cheated. It was already like up on your thing.
No, that I just typed right through it. No, I know how to spell it. I used to just make the mistake of swapping A and E, but I'm no, now it's AE. But no, I spelled it right. I typed it a crap load. So yeah, I remember it now. Stupid title. How can you recommend a story if you can't spell it? So technically, it's a mix of, I think it's like Nordic and something else. It's two different languages. It essentially means East Horse. And in the story, at the very beginning of the story, she's flying east, and it's what she does the whole story. The whole story is just Rainbow Dash flies east. I mean, that's, if you actually go and look up the story, that is all it says here. Because the title here is just this. So, but that's actually why I liked it, because it was a story that was rated amazingly well, and I knew nothing about it, which means there was no spoilers. There's sometimes where you just read the description of a text, like Rainbow Dash goes and gets in a relationship with Lyra, and then they go and do this, but then there's an evil spirit waiting in the background.
Wait.
Well, what you just told me now gives me expectations for the first 2/3 of the book.
Go back to the relationship part.
No, it's just, I don't like when the descriptions, I mean, they're trying to sell the book, I understand that, but I feel like it's also meaning that, okay, now I'm waiting for the big evil. When is she going to get with Lyra? Like, I liked this because I literally had no clue what was going on. And I like that. I really like the mystery. I like to see and discover things for myself. So it worked really well for me. Hello, Sarah. My Little Shutter Island. Friendship is reality.
Hello.
Or it's not reality, which is it. Guten Morgen, Brony. Or no, well, it'd be good Nacht.
There's nothing to stop you from asking a question. If you wish to ask a question, no one will stop you.
I find the phrase "kind of question" hilarious because that is itself a question. So yeah. I mean, sure, you get one and you asked it, but no, you can ask a question. It's Twilight okay? Oh yeah, maybe okay. Without context, yes, this does look weird.
With context, is it not weird?
Twilight really needs to poop, and she just wants to go read a book. She's like, "No, bring me back the book." No, she's actually was trying to read a book. I don't have the lighting on right now. It's supposed to be all like spook. But she's reading a book, and then she's like, "Oh no, what's that sound?" And like. She hears a pinky, and then then the door's like, she's like, oh no, like who's at the door? Oh, there's more, and she's like, well, there's got to be something to save me, and she finds a gun, and she's like, gun, but you can't be, gun will not save you from the color pink, and she's like, I will shoot you color, because Pantone is bullshit, and then she gets attacked by Pantone. And is dragged away. I haven't got the idea done yet. But then she dragged away to the most evilest of all evil in the universe. That's that she goes to a party.
So happy.
Yeah. So. But it's a family friendly party. So it's very good.
Oops.
PNG. Well, okay.
I love that.
So, well, you see, you see PNG Pinky. What it actually will look like is this. So it's going to be it's PNG Pinky, but with like evil red eyes.
He's like, I got to talk with Secret Twilight. This time.
Because she's nibbling the ear. Mm-hmm. This is like Twilight nibbling.
Shipping, yay!
I said shipping. It's just ear nibbling. Friends do that.
Please no.
That's why I put these on.
Yes,
I'm safe.
They protect.
Backroom stuff. But technically, Pinky does kind of like rise from the ground when she pops up. So she came from the backrooms. Title's not and often should not need to be a movie trailer. Yeah. Hello, drop. Horseface Fluttershy needs to be somewhere in the shadows. No, I do need to figure out where to put my OC though. I usually try to hide them somewhere.
There's no way you could hide him in this video. Unless you want to put him in like a photo on Pinky's wall.
Apparently I shut off the lights here. Okay. No, I can hide them somewhere. It's not about being noticeable. I could make him one of the ponies at the party, but no.
No, it's too blatant.
It's too blatant.
Put your OC's face on a book.
No, because all the books are very bland.
Except for the one she's reading at the very start. That's the only one that's unique.
I have to think about it. I always say I want to put him in, then I always forget, so he's only like half the videos. Hello, Corey. I never been to a stream before. I'm the weird one who watched the highlights and counts it as being there for the actual stream. The highlights are the recordings. We actually, if you ever are unable to show up, actually, we have a whole channel. I'm very slow on uploading to it. But we do have a whole separate YouTube that all the recordings. I'm catching up. There's going to be one coming out for the next like week there. So, but if you do want to watch everything, you can go and check this out. So, look at all those videos. But I'm a little behind. This one just came out this morning, and this was, I think, from earlier in December. So, yeah, I spent like an hour catching up this weekend. But these are all the actual recordings of the streams.
One of them got like a lot of views.
I don't know why, but this one just like got a ton.
Yeah, I noticed.
Normally, it's like anywhere from like 50 to 100 on average, which is actually a lot for just an archive channel. Like, I actually never thought I would have that many. So, but anyways,
Go Ray got 18 views.
But there, if you, I mean, really want to go back, like we're talking when I talk about going back here, like that's rocket surgery. There we go.
All the way back to you making Luna's banishment.
Yes. So this is when I was. It wasn't.
You could just see with more hair.
Oh, did I actually like click that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so the funny thing is when you pull videos that are like never really watched, it takes a minute to load because he has to pull from the archive server on YouTube, which is hilarious. No, I didn't have a camera this time.
No.
But no, if you want to go really far back, I was running Vista.
Why?
Was that Vista or was it 7?
Ever running Vista?
That might have been 7.
Okay, I can excuse.
I don't know.
7.
But yeah, if you want to go really far back, look at the quality. Look how crap the quality that is. What was this on? 720? That is not 720. That's butt. Whatever. But you can. So.
Good stuff.
But yeah, you can. Did my camera? No, my camera was fine. Okay. I made Luna's Banishment before Remembrance. I believe I live streamed most of Remembrance, so you could actually. It takes a very long time. Watch me actually make most of Remembrance live. Oh, you know what I almost forgot here? The shadow. That's not what I want to do. No, that was super important. I almost forgot it. Okay. So we're going to lock this one to Twilight. Okay, so first off, one of these is going to say 89. Oh, no, I locked it. Oh, it's zeroed. Okay, good. You can't bend a light vertically with if you toss a cam or a light onto something like this and you go and look up, you can't. It's now I'm going to say it. You cannot get it above 89, which means you're technically not flat, straight vertical. So now I'm going to do that though. So I'm just going to go boom. We're going to turn it close to straight down, and that will just tell me which one's to make 0. So 0. This one's 5, which means that should be 0. This is 69, so I'm going to guess 90. Oh no, that was too much. I went the wrong direction.
You're deep thinking here.
It was 0. This is 90.
The modern day puppet show.
Oh, negative 180. Okay, it's gonna round it to some weird zeros, but wait, what did that one change it to? Oh, this one's 90. Just some sneaky numbers. Okay, so now it is perfectly straight down. First off, disable shadows, then uber light. It only interact with the ground.
Yeah. It's the height of streaming right there, Trap.
720p f4v. Oh god, I haven't said f4v forever with 64 kilobit WMA audio. 64 kilobit WMA audio is not bad, but WMA was kind of crap. It was efficient as hell though.
I thought the compression was crap.
Yeah, the compression is crap, but it was a small file size. WMA was amazing for file size, but it was crap for quality. Oh, I did that wrong. I bet you if I went into like one of my old hard drives, it probably still had WMA audio on there.
Windows Me was a mistake. It was Windows thinking that the average user knew how to customize anything. In Windows, basically stripped out all the little knickknacks, like let people decide how to set up their Windows. And then people got Windows Me and were like, why isn't this done for me? It was bad. It was bad. Windows XP is greater than Vista? Yes and no.
No, Windows XP is greater than Vista, but it's because Vista. It's not that it was better. It was just Vista was crap. Vista was enabling some cool features, but it also like ran on nothing.
Vista was the first step into 64-bit systems.
Yeah, there were certain things. There were certain things that kind of required it, but it was also a mess.
Mm-hmm. Like Vista was in a weird place where it wasn't as good as XP functionally, but it was the first step into 64-bit systems. But at the time, very few programs required a 64-bit system.
But you have to start somewhere, and so there's a good thing they did.
No, I'm glad they did. Just Vista was the amalgamation that came before anything functional. But we still got that amazing joke from the IT crowd. It's like, what software is it running? Vista, we're all gonna die. Vista was bad. It's a joke.
Yep, I ran x64 XP too. I ran like I said, we were running DOS when I was younger. We had a Mac that, if I remember right, did the camera die again? Jesus Christ. We had a Mac at one point that was running I think it was a 600 megabyte hard drive, and that was considered big.
It is a lot.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I just got that. I've been trying to watch it. I know why it is, but I can't do anything about it until I get a new hard drive. It's just my poor little 8-core car processor is getting overloaded. I've got too much stuff being pushed at it, and it runs better than the old one on some things, but worse than the others.
I think you're the only person I know who could have two computers running a stream simultaneously. One of the computers is just running Source Filmmaker, and the other one's just running OBS, and it's still like...
No, it's running OBS,
crap.
OBS, the screen recording software, the music, the server, and Plex.
I'm just saying, if you try to run like Doom, the whole thing's gonna explode and catch fire.
No, it's not that it's trying to do a lot. It's multi. I'm doing a lot of things that require many cores, and it's only got 8 cores.
Yeah.
It's non-threaded, so it's not 8 core 16 thread. It's 8 core 8 thread, and that's where it's having a rough time. If it was 8 core 16 thread, it'd be fine, but miss that. AMD or Intel? It's an Intel 9700K. It's my old processor that I used to have on my PC. Now my PC has a 5950, but when the 7 Series X3D processors is coming out, I'm going to get an X3D for my gaming PC, move the 5950 to the server, and then I can do anything I want with it because I'll have 32 threads compared to 8 cores. So I'll be perfectly fine. That's why the audio every now and then freezes for a sec too, because it just hits a core. That the problem with doing a virtual machine is that I have like 2 systems sharing a processor now. So if it tries to use a core at 95%, but it's being used 15% by something else, it can't. It has an issue. So that I can dedicate some cores and I might play with it a little bit more. But I have a feeling the stream piece is going to be having some issues if I drop it to like. I think it's only going to use 6 cores right now, but it might have issues if I start forcing it to less than that.
It's fun watching her just get dragged off screen.
Well, thank you for the follow, Chugged11. I hope you're doing pretty well and having a fantastic Tuesday and or Wednesday. Well, I don't know how you have
Awesome.
an and or Wednesday.
Having the perfect double day. 2 days in one saves time.
Okay, I think I need to increase the red on this. I'm using a negative shadow, and the fun thing about negative shadows is if you want to decrease the color, you have to increase it because inverted. So in this case, I need to actually decrease the red because I don't want this to be a red shadow. I want it to be a black shadow, and they're kind of defaulted to be yellow. So when it inverts, it kind of comes red. So all I really need from this is like this. Not much. It doesn't look like much when you see it, but when I turn it on and off, it then looks like a lot. And so this is just to create like a little something there. I do need to put another one for Twilight or for Pinky.
She's singing, hey, yeah.
I don't actually. Okay, hello, Chugged. I am actually out of booze, and I have way too much already today. I'm past my 3rd drink. I will at least get some water for you though. So cheers.
Drink soda.
But yeah, I'm done with the booze.
Yeah.
I need to function. Actually, we're ending in 1 minute. Yeah, I can do it. You know what? I'll get you some more water there. Thank you very much. So, cheers, Chugged. I feel that name is relevant.
So waiting
I don't.
for Heroes next one.
I don't throw it in my swear.
All Heroes stay.
So, hero.
It's gonna be a while.
You mean okay? Good luck. Unless you want like eye patch check. He's doing a great job with that. He's actually a very good VTuber. But
yeah, that's everybody's turning into VTubers.
Title idea: cordially invited, mandatory invitation. That implies final, but I get it. It's pretty fun.
And that's what happened to DWK. And it makes me sad.
Also, I'm pretty impressed you managed to stick with the funny animations because it seems a lot of other animators just don't seem to do them anymore.
Some do.
If I'm not gonna lie, if I was smart, I would also stop doing it. It's not that most of the people left because if you are trying to make content, you're basically digging your own hole. You're not going to get much of anywhere. But also, I'm not doing this as a job. It's a side thing. So if you're trying to grow, it's for one purpose. But there's a certain amount of growth I'm okay with, but then a certain amount I'm not okay with. So I'm just happy with where I am. So I don't feel like changing it. I'm having fun. That's all that matters to me.
Also, look at those notes.
If it became where like, this was like, wait, is this? What are these negative lights lighting your eye? Hold on, can I fix this with shadows?
Now you fix the lights. More lights.
There are 4 lights. I might have to. I'm gonna have to play around with that. Shadows are goofy. And how they interact with things. Mario, huh? No, that was I do need to go back and finish that April Fool's joke. I don't know, to do something like a GIF or a short video. I'm new to the MLP SFM scene. The way that I usually just figure out my shorts is I just take a random word or a character and just start throwing it around, playing with it, and just see what comes from it. I literally just get it from randomness.
It'll just hit me with I say something that's clever.
How does it feel to be horse famous?
How does it feel?
I really don't know how it feels not to be. Like, this is just the way it's always been. Yes. And actually, like, I feel like it's more so nowadays than it used to be, because the pool is thinning. There's less and less people that have been here for a while, and so yeah, it's kind of feeling that way. But also, I don't want to be like the last guy that's just sitting here with my cane, being like, "I'm here for it." But I do want to. I'm trying to branch out. Like, so I started some of the Monster Hunter stuff, and I want to play around with some other mediums, not to get away from Pony, but to expand it a little bit.
I feel like anytime you're like, I've been in the Pony fandom for a long time, and then you just like hear on the wind Dusty Cat in the background somewhere, like, you don't even know what it is to be in a fandom a long time.
I've Darkling Prince. I do not have any more booze. And I'm not going to be able to drink anymore because that would be too much. But I do have a little bit more water left.
You decided to pause this on the worst place imaginable. Don't look at the screen.
It was, yes. I thought you meant the chat.
No.
You could do crossovers. No, actually, that was the thing. Is early on, I don't want to do crossovers, because normally crossovers means that you're also interacting with two fandoms, and so you can the Pony fans might like it, but you're going to get much hate from the other fandoms. That's why, like, I don't mix any Monster Hunter. Actually, that was one of the rules I said with Nightly doing some of his stuff. Is I said, if I have a Monster Hunter stream, do not make the highlights a mix of Pony and Monster Hunter jokes if possible, or try to keep it one or the other, because I want to deal with that kind of stuff. But anyways, we are going to be good here. I'm gonna have to play around with the negative light, but I need to also figure out some of the oh, there goes the camera again. You know what, it's fine, we don't need the camera anymore. But we'll be back on what day is today? Oh, Friday. We're back Friday. We are doing Jackbox on Saturday too. So if you want to be a part of Jackbox and hang out and play some Vigi games with us, be sure to check that out. Thanks for a lot of people that popped up. We got a lot of new follows. I very much appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Yes.
And let's see who's on right now. Oh, we got a couple people. We got AZ. How Many Dragons just started.
Nobody watching them.
Yep. So we can head over to How Many Dragons. But it's probably that they just started. Not a poll. I want this button. Yeah, and so How Many Dragons does some cool little figurines. Actually, Null and Void got me a little derpy dragon, and it's really, really cool.
They do more ponies.
Yes, they do some really, really, really cool stuff. So we'll head over there. And I will see you guys on Friday. I probably will not be streaming. Well, I might stream this. I just don't think we have that much content left to finish. We'll probably put it on hold, but I got to figure out what to do other than that. So, but go say hi. Have a good night. Have a kitty.
No, kitty.
Go to kitty. Which is funny. Like, it's not a horse. Why would you? I think you could get a horse.
Because I love things that remain the same. I'm old. I don't like new things, and this has been the standard since I've been watching.
I've had that cat for like what, 7 years on here or something like that.
Changing it now would be startling and upset me.
I've thought of ponifying it though. Anyways, thank you for the cheers to Soul Kitty. Thank you to Sir Edward and Sunset, the new moderator. Thank you guys for helping out. Thank you to Chug11, Mr. Nate 89, and Arc Extreme ZZ for the follows, and thank you to Charging Hot Red and Steak 4411 for the resubs. I believe Charging Hot Red at 23 months and Steak 4411 at 7 months, if I had to remember right. Let's see how my brain goes. Actually, no, I'm gonna double check. Wait, I gotta go through all these like dehydration stuff. Stig, 7 months, got it right. Charging hour 23. I'm good. All right. I have to watch Dragons. Boy. Girl. Rats, I think that order.